Broadcast Hippo Digital Media.
Come on!
Broadcast Hippo Digital Media. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Can everybody hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Just making sure. I couldn't hear the music for some reason, but yet I turned on the feed and the music was fine.
Your heart's closed off to it. That is
what it is?
That is why you couldn't hear the music. You can't hear the birds chirping. You can't smell the roses. Your heart has been closed off to it.
How do I
say open your heart?
How do I fix that? How do I listen to my heart?
You're too old.
Find
too old?
A 5-ounce can of refried beans helps me open my heart. It's there's a built-up pressure.
Is that what it is?
You got to release it.
All right.
Feel like a new man.
All right. I need
in that case, I open up my heart every morning. My goodness.
Well,
you eat a can of beans every morning?
Yeah, you need a pound of beans. Your heart is closed.
If you can't handle me at my evening fart parade, you don't deserve me at my morning fart parade.
Oh, I love those. I love those memes. But who's the lovely lady here?
Oh, she's hot, huh? Look at her.
Oh crap! There's a
Whole
other
Chris,
person here.
Yeah, sit up, Chris. Come on.
I should probably not talk about farts.
No, absolutely not.
Oh yeah, because Kimberly doesn't fart. No, not at all.
Women do not. No women do. Hello. All right. So it's Andrew Z, Demetrius Nicodemus, Chris Tiefel, and being joined this morning by Kimberly Newman from the Victory Center. Hi, Kim.
Good morning, guys. Thanks
Good morning. It's kind of hard to hear you. I don't know if that's me or if that's you, or like I said, I'm having issues this morning.
I think she's on her computer mic.
Oh.
That's what it sounds like.
Is it? All right.
Yeah. I was worried about that because the headphones don't have a microphone, do they?
No, but if you speak up, I think it's not too bad.
I made a career out of projecting, so I can do that.
There it is right there.
You are a woman, hear you roar.
That's right. I can do that.
Sounds good. All right, welcome to the show. We've got a lot to do this morning. First thing I wanted to start with was the outcry over this Urban Meyer video. So I don't understand the whole thing. To be honest with you, I'm very busy. I don't follow the whole thing, but they're calling for his firing. But all I can find is that he danced with some chick, which was I think his wife's going to take care of the punishment. I don't think that all he did is
be 0-4 and trying to get laid in a bar. Like that, that is not. You can be 4-0 and people will overlook that. But you can't be 0-4 and drunk. You should be in the office going over why you thought you could be an NFL head coach and beating yourself mercilessly with a Jaguars coffee mug.
Watch the tape, Urban.
Yes.
Like that's what you should the things you tell your players to do. You should have been like, wow.
But wasn't this like later in the evening? Like, didn't he already have time to have watched the tape and gone over all that stuff?
Here's the problem:
0-4. That's every day.
Don't be the tape. Watch the tape.
I just don't. I mean, are we the town from Footloose? Like, what are we?
Can't dance.
They pay this man millions of dollars. Millions. He's not a new kid who just moved in with his single mom trying to find his way around. He is Urban Meyer. He didn't go, why can't we dance in a parking lot? He told them he would bring a Super Bowl to that town. And that at 0-4 and you're drunk dancing with a girl, dude, we know.
While your wife is at home watching the grandkids. I'm not saying it's not bad, but I'm saying I don't understand where the team gets involved to where he could be fired. Like, I didn't know if I was missing something. Like,
I mean, let's be honest. The Jaguars were never going to the Super Bowl, no matter who was coach, because they're the Jaguars.
It's not. I don't really follow football all that much, but I just didn't know if there was some outcry that I was missing. Because honestly, whether he gets fired or not, the discipline action is going to be taken care of by his wife, I would think.
I mean, thinking of all the weird stuff that happens in Jacksonville, all the Florida man stories and whatnot. Mm-hmm. It's pretty tame. I mean,
I know.
He danced with some chick that wasn't his wife. Oh no, he didn't take bath salts and rip somebody's face off. You know, like I don't.
Is that still happening? Do we still have to be worried about our faces being ripped off by someone wandering down the street on?
No,
Chris,
keep your head
since
on a
people are
swivel.
fighting the mask mandate, our faces have been pretty safe for the past year and a half. Like, it's very hard to chew somebody's face off when they're wearing a mask. You're like, you could only get my upper cheek. But so
or to recognize the person you're looking for. Are you the one I need to eat the face of? Maybe it's not you. Okay, I'll move on.
Yeah, I'm good. All right, so the reason I've been busy and I didn't follow the Urban Meyer story is I've been food trucking. Like, I food truck from the moment I get up to the moment I go to bed. The driveway yesterday, and these two women in the neighborhood are jogging by, and I'm outside, hooking the trailer up and stuff, and they said, and it's so much queso, and I couldn't tell. Because obviously they saw the truck and they must have been talking about it, and I walked out in the middle of the convo as they were jogging by. So it was literally 15 seconds. But I'm like, so I couldn't tell if that was a good thing or a bad thing. Like, I couldn't, like, was that God, it's so much queso, or was it it's so much queso? No. Like, I couldn't.
No one says that. No one says, "Oh my God, it's so much queso."
Yeah,
like,
it's never a good thing.
Yeah, unless you're like. Yeah, unless you're from a country that has had a queso drought for the past 10 years, and then you've recently been relocated in the Perrysburg community, and you've run across the truck, and then you go, "Oh my God, it's so much queso! The streets are paved with queso," and I'm telling all my family.
I think we're failing to make an important distinction here, though, right? Is it so much or is it too much?
I know.
So much, not a problem. What? Too much.
And then I'm thinking, I can't shout at them. I can't shout at them. Yeah. Ladies, wait! I need to ask you a couple questions. Like, they're jogging by.
But you smartly decided not to.
You can be like a pace car and follow them.
Yeah. Andrew, you have enough problems in Perrysburg. You don't need to get caught stalking women in the queso truck.
Chasing women as we're going for a run.
Go ahead, Demetrius.
Worst stalker ever. Like, just me in a food truck. But hard to report that to the police. But
he's not chasing them on foot. He's chasing them in the food truck.
Yeah, in the food truck.
Tell me again how much queso it is.
What does that mean?
Yeah. Do I put TOO on the side of it or SO? Like, also so much queso. Like, but we all know that what Perrysburg, it's Perrysburg women.
Right.
It's Perrysburg women. So we know that so means too much.
Okay.
We know, like, they go home. They
Don't
go home.
invite me on this podcast and start stereotyping women in a certain city.
I'm not just Perrysburg women. So anyway, like, they come home and they're like, and he wants so much sex, or he wants so much, like, for real. We know that's not a good thing. We know that when Heather looks at her, she understands that Frank wants too much sex.
Okay.
So wait, Kim, what city are you in?
Mommy.
Oh,
see, you mommy girls can't get enough.
Oh, relax.
I thought
I'm like, Goldilocks. I got just the right amount.
I thought you were indicating that you lived in Perrysburg, and then Demetrius just doubled down.
I mean,
so and then the other thing is yesterday. So anyway, I think about that all day. I'm like, I wish I could have just asked them a follow-up as they were jogging by, but I couldn't. But so anyway, I'm at our location yesterday. We're at the Appliance Center, and then I took the money from it because we asked them their name, because we call out their name when their food's ready, and her name was Karen. And I'm like, what? And I'm thinking in my head, I didn't ask her because I didn't want to be rude, but wouldn't it like suck to be named Karen nowadays? Like, that would be
the Karen.
Your mom's a Karen?
Yes.
What is she? What is she?
Like, is her name really Karen, like on her driver's license, or is she a Karen?
Exactly.
Sometimes both.
What is she?
There's a reason that name was chosen.
What does she think about this whole Karen thing? Like, having to live as a Karen?
Like, she was honestly deeply confused. My mom's the kind of person where you're like, Mom, look at this funny meme, and she's like,
I don't get it.
What? what does that say? What does that mean? And I'm like, oh, okay. So she starts seeing her name popping up the past, what has it been, 2-3 years now?
Yeah.
And she is in the family group chat. Like, why are they all named Karen?
Like it's a coincidence.
And I don't have the heart to tell her.
like it's a coincidence. All the ladies going crazy are just Karen.
Yes,
like, why is it all the Karens?
Name.
Kimberly, I am blowing up on Instagram. Look at all the people just hashtagging me. This is crazy.
Am I doing it right?
It's funny. Is there I can't think of another name though. Like, but when I look at a Karen, I just that has been tainted like that.
Maybe a Felicia.
Felicia.
My confusion is so like this morning I got my coffee my way in, and they still ask for my name in the drive-thru. Like they're not having to call it out so that I come and get it. I'm in the drive-thru. You're handing it to me through the window. You know who I am. You know it's my coffee.
First of all, Chris, you just know there's a pad of paper, and on the top of it, it says creepy guys' names. And she's like, "What's your name?" Chris. Okay, Chris. I'm putting that right underneath Tucker. Tucker.
Now, Chris, you go to the same place every day. I'm guessing because you are a creature of habit. This guy, Kimberly, when what was that place? What was the place again, Chris? You would go every single day, at least once to
I'm
twice.
I'm not helping
to
you judge me.
Steak and Shake on Reynolds, like to the point where, check this out, Kimberly, to the point where they were short staffed one day. They allowed Chris to
more than one day.
They allowed Chris to go in the kitchen and help them cook when they were busy.
No. Okay, you're confusing two separate incidents. There was one time where I cooked my own breakfast. There was a second time on a Saturday when they had a brand new waitress and she was the only one there. So I helped out and did drink orders and stuff like that for her.
That's how much this dude was a Steak and Shake.
I've never heard anything like this. But I'll also say that Steak and Shake is notorious for bad health code violations.
No. You're thinking of the Monroe Street one. Reynolds Road.
Oh, both of them.
No, it's both of them.
No. The pictures that you guys saw, all the pictures that you guys saw, the really bad ones, those ones were from Monroe Street. Not saying the Reynolds one was 100% spotless clean, and they shouldn't have let me back in the kitchen to cook shit. Right? I'm not saying that they're 100% innocent.
Right?
Yeah, I'm not saying that they're 100% innocent. I'm just saying that all the really bad, disgusting photos you saw from whenever they both got shut down for that week, it was the Monroe Street location.
So what did you do during that week? What did you eat?
Oh yeah, she hasn't seen the picture.
Of him. He was crying out front the door, trying to get in. It was sad.
No, I went through a period of about a decade of my life where I just ate out for every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah. And turns out, what makes you fat and broke? Eating out for every meal. Who knew? And
crack the code.
So I really hate it whenever people people are like, wages aren't fair and I don't have enough money. I'm never going to be able to afford a house. And then some 1%er's like, well, maybe you should buy your $5 coffee every day. Mm-hmm. And I hate it because it's a generalization and it's stupid, but it also has some truth to it. And that's why I hate it, because I feel judged. And I would eat out, but I found the Steak and Shake on Reynolds. I like the people. I was friends with a lot of them. They're not there anymore, so there's no reason for me to go there. The prices were reasonable and the food was okay. Mm-hmm. It doesn't travel well, so you had to eat it right then. Well, but the food. I
guess my point was that I'm guessing you go to the same coffee place every single day now.
Well, yeah, it's like a block away from my office. Why would I go somewhere else?
You're such a creature of habit, bro. Like to the ultimate.
I go to Beaners, but they left.
No.
Beaners. Aw. So what you're saying is,
don't you mean Big B's?
Yeah,
I refuse to go with the name change.
Racist bastard.
What you're saying,
you and two Cleveland Indian
fans, put your name down because they know your name, or because you're in the drive-thru?
I'm in the drive-thru. What possible use does my name have to you? McDonald's doesn't ask my name, but they still know it's my car when I pull up to the window.
All right, Natasha says good morning. She talking about Urban Meyer. She said, "Isn't that dude married?" Yes, he's married. And she said she also saw the queso truck off Detroit Avenue last week.
Wait, how much queso did they have though?
Was it too much?
So much.
So much. All right. Josh says Tom has been another name that was tainted, especially if you're an uncle.
That took me a second.
It took me a second too. I thought it was funny. All right. What else I want to say?
You're muted.
What? I'm muted?
Demetrius.
Oh, Demetrius.
Like I was really thinking that's gotta suck for black dudes named Tom. They just hoping they're just breaking up their siblings' relationships just left and right because they don't want their kids screaming at them in the mall, Uncle Tom.
That'll do it.
Exactly. So, I thought that the talking about the mayor situation, Mayor Wade, and then you got Cardi. Now, I thought the election already happened and Cardi was done, but I think Cardi is he still run? Like, I'm a little bit confused about the election thing. Demetrius, your mic's
Did Cardi ever actually announce that he was running, or did he just gin up a bunch of people?
Yes. No. There was a primary. There were 3 candidates that were going. 2 of them were going to go through to the election in November. So what happened was there was a guy named Yan Scotland. God bless him. The only, one of the few black Republicans in the city, and
one of the few Republicans. Period.
Yeah. And then in case of emergency, Cardi Finkbeiner, somebody broke his little sealed glass jar open and pulled him out, and he said, "More cops." That's his answer. And then Wade
frosted him.
Yeah, they were like he was Walt Disney, like he was
great.
Yeah, they were like, in case things get real bad here, then defrost Cardi. And so those Cardi and Wade
breaking Case City is doing well.
Yeah.
So now we have bipartisan candidates instead of 2 people for the same party.
Wait, so is Cardi not running? Is Cardi not running anymore? Then Cardi's still running.
Yes,
That's what I thought. But so he's running against Wade still?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, he's 80-something years old. He's doing a light jog next to Wade.
Well, yeah.
And Wade called him old in the most polite political way I have ever heard anybody be called old. Wade Capsicavage looked at him and said, "We can't have 19th century answers for 21st century problems."
Damn.
I
mean, in Cardi's defense, he gave us planners on Reynolds.
Yeah. So here was my thing. I've always been a huge Cardi fan. Nobody loves Toledo more than Cardi. I love Cardi. He's my guy. I love Wade. Wade has been good to us. He comes on the show whenever we need it. I'm a huge fan of both of them. So here's what I came up with. I dreamt about this yesterday. Is if you look in England, we take the England model to where the Queen is the Queen. But it's basically a ceremonial position. Like she'll go to Grand. So Cardi would be like the king of Toledo, and then Wade would be the mayor of Toledo. So Cardi would go to all the grand openings and go to all the fun stuff and whatever. That way they both get a role because they're both very important to Toledo.
Yeah, but the Beatles were wrong. Love is not all you need. All right. So this is ridiculous. Cardi is he first off, and I will pound this drum until the cows come home. He promised he would never run again.
Oh, stop!
He made a promise that he would never run again, and now he's running. Sorry, right there, can't trust you.
Oh,
secondly, he's too damn old. He is too goddamn old. Thirdly, the last time that he was mayor, he left us tens of $millions in debt.
My mom is 70, and she could outrun you. So age doesn't.
Yeah, and I'm not saying your mom is too old. I'm saying the 80-something-year-old geriatric white dude is too old.
He's still good. Anyway, like I said, they can split up the duties, give him the fun duties, and he's the cheerleader for Toledo.
Probably have plenty of duties. He's 80-something years old.
Shut up. All right, so
That's probably exactly how he says it too to his nurse. I dudied.
Now we're assuming he has a nurse.
Yeah,
I know.
How does he not? How does he not?
Turn retro back on. I miss Matt.
Have you seen him in public for longer than 10 minutes?
I just all right. Well, I love Cardi.
Have you seen him after dark? He sundowns. Okay.
So do I almost. I'm in bed by like 9. There are times that I went to bed before the sun this summer. There's no doubt about it.
Don't get me wrong. When I first moved to Toledo, I had my love affair with liking Cardi Finkbeiner. But as I lived under his mayorship and I did all this stuff, no, he's not what Toledo needs.
Oh, stop. All right. Anyway, so here's the thing. We talked about 21st century Wade. Here's a 21st century thing that we don't need. This is what we don't need. Is why does every young girl, and I might be guys too. I'm just all girls, but why do they have to? They can't talk on the phone anymore. Everyone has to video chat. Like I see everyone video, like they're walking down the street and just video chatting. Like they'll come up to the truck and order, and they got someone on video chat that they're talking. Well, why do we have to see people all of a sudden to be able to communicate with them? I don't understand.
Did you not watch all the futuristic movies from the 80s and 90s? This is what we wanted.
This is where we were going from day one. I will say, I don't think anyone under the age of 25 will text or call. They're Snapchatting. And that's where the video element comes in too. If you've got an iPhone and an Android and you're trying to communicate, the video is going to happen through Snapchat. And that's the app that they're using.
Yeah. And Gina,
but what are you sending that you want to be deleted immediately? See, that's yeah. I'm not. I had Snapchat for like 5 minutes, and then I found out my father had an account, and I was gone.
It's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Yeah, Gina says, "Calm down, and they'll get off your lawn." I'm just saying, the people are walking and just sitting on this video, like they're not doing anything. Like I see they're doing an activity, but they're just walking and talking, and I don't understand.
Remember the argument earlier when why is it that nobody ever wanted to have a conversation and everything was done was through text and nobody wanted to talk face to face anymore, and now we're like, why do you have to look at me when I speak? Why are you not satisfied with the paragraphs that I send you? My thumbs are weary from having conversations with you. Oh, bully.
And it's funny now, you talk to somebody, be like, hey, have you talked to blah, blah, blah? Yeah, I've talked to him. Like, but they've texted him. Like, I find out later that they haven't talked to him, but people consider that now that I've talked to them. If you're like,
he could be in a shallow grave somewhere and some guy could be impersonating him. It could be Brian Laundrie responding to you. And you.
Dude, speaking of this Brian Laundrie, check this out. I love this. The Laundrie family house where the parents live, or Brian Laundrie's where he lives, actually, his house. The media, of course, is camped out there at his house, but they're all in the neighbors' lawns, and the neighbors are charging the media $3,500 a week to camp in their lawns.
What?
Yes. Hold on.
Yeah, let's go.
Neighbors of the man.
Out of tragedy, I guess.
Neighbors of the man wanted for the murder of Gabby Petito wanted to question him for the murder. Have charging media companies $3,500 a week to camp in their yards. CBS, Fox, ABC are all among those who have paid the neighbors, according to TMZ. They all remain camped outside the Laundrie family home in Northport, Florida, while the search for Brian Laundrie continues. And of course, he's been missing for 3 weeks now.
We still haven't found him?
No.
It's hiding. If he's not dead, he's hiding. And frankly, I think his dad killed him and left him in the woods. But that's just me.
No, you don't.
I do. 3 of them go in, only 2 of them come out. And he was the only one who called the police, concerned about her being missing, and then they go off into the woods and he's like, Brian, you got to turn yourself in. And he's like, no, Dad, I ain't gonna do it. And then they start pushing each other, and then boom, head hits a tree. I've seen it all in every crime story on television. And he buries him under his shallow leaves and until like the wind blows real hard and the cadaver dog finds him 6 months later. I know how this ends.
Like flash under Demetrius's name, dramatization.
I was thinking after I saw the $3,500, I'm like, God, I wish one of my neighbors would do something that was noteworthy because I could use like $3,500 a week. And I'm like, God, what neighbor would it be? Would it be a neighbor on my left, a neighbor on my right? I don't even know.
I'll get you a 200 square foot apartment in San Francisco. Right there.
All of them. I'd frame all of them. Like this would be all a way. Like now you've just opened up a way for neighbors to like frame other neighbors so they can generate income. Like they'll have strangers living in their house because it's an Airbnb. They'll be renting out their front yard to the media. It'll be crazy.
Oh, and then there's a new one now where if you have a spot in your garage, you can now rent space in your garage for other people's shit. So now you're running an Airbnb. You've got the garage. You got a double garage, Demetrius. You got room back there to put someone's stuff in.
And then I'm gonna put a pool in. I'll have strangers all over this bitch. It'll be crazy. People in the house won't be allowed to use the pool because that'll be rented out. They'll have to park on the street because I'll have the garage rented out. But they'll have to walk around the media because I will have framed my neighbor for murder so I could rent that out for $3,500 a week. Man, I'm telling you what, I may never have to work another week in my life.
You just really like relabeled work from home.
Right? Well, here's the thing. There is an app called Swimly, which I've been looking at, where you can rent hot tubs and pools from the neighbors. And but here's the thing: in Toledo, there's only one hot tub, and I've been wanting to rent it, but I just think it'd be weird. Like I haven't pulled the trigger, and it's only like $35 an hour. So if you want to hang out in a nice hot tub,
in somebody else's ball juice because they're not cleaning that. That's not,
Is there like a statement on the site that says whether the homeowner is home at the time that you're renting it or not?
Well, no, I mean, sure, they're probably in the house watching TV, I'm guessing, but
yeah, we're watching you guys with binoculars. Absolutely.
What if there's like a hidden camera aimed at the hot tub?
I didn't think of that.
So I used to have an idea for an app, and it turns out it had already existed at one point, where if you didn't want to use like if you can only go in a home situation, like you could offer out your bathroom to other people, kind of like a bathroom B&B, and so like somebody needed to go, they could boom and then pay you and then use your facilities and then leave on there. And you could even put on there like whether or not you accepted onesies or twosies, but how you'd enforce that, I don't know.
I tell you how, a colander.
And so I was actually seriously looking into it because I thought it was an interesting idea, and I thought it would be one of those niche things that would be popular for like a few months, making some money, and then just go away. And then it turns out it had already existed. I forget what the name of it was, but it had already existed and then failed.
Wait, called onesies and twosies. That wasn't the name.
That was good though. So here's the on Swimly. So here's a pool right here. It's in Toledo. I don't know if you guys can see it.
That's an abomination. That's not a pool.
It's posted by Glenn, and it's $10.
Glenn, you own bullshit.
It's $10 an hour, and there we could swim in Glenn's pool.
No diving. There's no deep
like 2 feet deep.
It's what?
4 feet deep.
Yeah, but it's Swimly. So they do it for pools and jacuzzis. So, Demetrius, you want to go swimming? It's gonna be 80 this weekend.
Man, what? Yeah, but I'm gonna give that guy $30 and just like, what do you do if
we can bring as many people as we want? It's $10.
10. What's the liability look like on that? That's crazy, right? I just like, what are you doing?
Right. And is $10 really enough for all the chlorine you're going to need to clean out the fact that all these strangers use your pool as bathroom?
Here's the thing. It's $10 up to 5 guests. After 5 guests, it's $5 an hour per person. It's an 18 by 40 by 48. The house bathroom is available for use, and there is plenty of outdoor private wooded area as well.
Oh, no.
God, I swear to God, I'm reading Glenn's post. He
Good
says,
for Glenn.
the pool area is not visible to neighbors or from the residents, or the host isn't home. So they say he's either going to be home and he can't see you.
Wait,
or else
how do I access the pool if he's not home? Am I popping a fence and then risking the cops getting called?
I don't know if you got to show him the app. Look,
Wait,
I swear I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah, you try to explain that one to a cop. I rented the pool use right here. And how
before you know it, the media's parked on the neighbor's lawn, and we got to worry about this guy hopping fences now.
Dude, yeah, what if Glenn? So Glenn's not home. He rents the pool. Someone drowns in the pool. Glenn comes home. There's a fucking dead guy in the pool, and Glenn's like, "I didn't do it. I wasn't even here." And they're like, "Okay, Glenn, sure you weren't here."
Right.
And now the media's next door is charging $3,500.
I'm just curious how the bathroom is available if Glenn's not there.
I don't know.
There's plenty of wooded area in the back. Now, that's a perfect way to, I assume, to keep bears off your property if you have human poop scattered throughout your wilderness. Like, wow.
In that situation, it's called scat.
Yeah, I would definitely scat if I see human poop.
So here's a couple things. Now. Here's the features and fixtures. Large, shallow area. A shaded area.
Yeah, the entire thing.
A salt water, great sunlight.
Wait, salt water or a salt water?
No, salt water. It's a saltwater pool. You can rent towels for $1.
It's water that just punches you in the face. Ha! I've been assault water.
It sounded like he said assault water. I was like, what?
Like the pool just says mean things and punches you when you don't expect it.
It is. You could rent a towel for $1. So Glenn's renting towels for $1. I swear, look. Glenn's renting towels for $1. He's also renting speakers for $1 if you want to speak.
This man is a hustler.
And pool toys for $1. This is Glenn. Glenn is the man.
I take it back. I have a new respect for Glenn.
I know. You figure? I mean, he's had 7 people rent at $10.
You need to message him. We need to get him on the show.
No.
And find out more about this.
Right. And it says we could throw a pool party up to 10 guests allowed. So we can have up to 10 people hang out at Glenn's pool for $5 a person. If it's 25 for $35 an hour, we can have 10 of us just hang out at Glenn's pool for this weekend. Anyway,
like if we bring alcohol, BYOB, you're drinking at the pool, and you leave Glenn's house, is Glenn liable?
Yeah, it's a good call. I don't know. Well, I think I talked to someone about these apps. Like, it is risky. There's one where you can rent someone's boat too. But I think what happens is if you do it through these apps, or someone like there's renting their RV as well. And so all these apps, the apps carry the insurance. So they have to buy through Swimly. So like Glenn, you don't have Glenn $10. Glenn gets it from Swimly. You pay Swimly, and then in that way, Swimly has the insurance now in case that there's an issue. So that's how these sharing sites work.
Are there any reviews?
Well, there's a 7 5-stars.
5 stars.
7 5-star. Oh, here we go. Yes, there are reviews. So Alda M says always a good experience. So Alda M is a
more
return.
Than one.
She's a return.
She's a return customer.
She's a return customer. Here, Alda M reviewed it twice. Even she said the pool is always well maintained. The owner's very nice and helpful. What's he helpful with?
Glenn was home. Renting her towels.
So Glenn was home, and he's like, "Hey," she's like, "Hey, I need my bikini tied in the back." So Glenn
Can you get me with some suntan lotion, Glenn?
Dude, could you imagine like just one guy drops $60? It's one guy, And he is just maxing and relaxing in your backyard. Just like he ain't having a party. He's just sitting. He never gets in the pool. He's just sitting in the backyard.
I paid the $10. I just want to sit here.
Yep, I'm just gonna sit here. I may cut the grass. All I know is that this is just, this is my me time.
Here's Daniel. Daniel, once again, a highly enjoyable experience.
Multiple repeat customers.
That's Daniel M was there twice.
Dude, $10. That's, honestly, you can't, for 5 people.
I know.
You show me where you can get 5 people into a public pool where you can bring your own music, bring your own food, and it's just you that you're not going to be around like somebody who maybe just got off their last methadone treatment and looks real hungry.
Right. And then here's the thing. So he says the pool is pretty awesome. I came with my son and I almost couldn't get him out of the pool. LOL. The pool area is private, loaded with seating and all the pool toys you could imagine. The host, Glenn, is very accommodating.
I've got questions for Glenn. I've got questions for Glenn.
Glenn's always home.
Since we're going over this like weird things, like who are those like Burndale kindergartner lives here signs for? Who are they for?
Mm-hmm. What do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not for the kindergartner. It sure as hell ain't for the parent. The parent knows. The parent's got to get up and take his ass to school. So what is it? Like a little pedophile advertisement? Like, hey, guess what?
They said the same thing about those stick people figurine stickers on the back of cars.
Yeah, nobody wants your kid.
Well, because it would say that you've got 3 young kids, a dog, a baby, whatever. And it's like, you're giving a lot of information to someone who could use that against you.
Yeah,
exactly.
While I don't like bumper stickers and those little stick figure things just on principle, I just don't like them. Your car is cool enough. You don't need to gussy it up with stickers.
Yeah.
But this is one of my pet peeves on this whole thing. People talk about all that stuff and everything, but the incidences of children going missing a year account for far less than 1% of missing children in the United States. Most missing children or abused children are taken or abused by somebody you already know.
All right, let's pump the brakes here, Mr.
Stranger
fucking
danger
sad
is
screen.
overblown hype from the 90s.
Hey, Chris Walsh, settle down.
Yeah, I know. What did you find another guy with a 6-pack of Mike's Hard Lemonade and you're just angry?
No, it's just people perpetuate this myth of somebody coming, and it does happen every now and then. I'm not going to say, but they perpetuate this myth to this point where they won't let their kids out and play. They won't let their kids walk to school. They won't do all this stuff because, oh my God, this phantom stranger might come take them. When in actuality,
it's funny.
Stranger danger is overblown hype.
It's funny because there are families out there where the people are like overly cautious. Like my ex-wife's family is like that. Like they scared the kids of everything because they had to watch out for everything. And then when my ex gets into the TV news thing, so she's reporting all this stuff. So now every time she come home, she's like, "Oh my God, lock our air conditioner up. It could get stolen out of the window." And I always said, I was like, settle down. If you're the wrong person, your parents scared you your whole life. You're the wrong person to be doing the news because the reason it's news is because it doesn't happen very often. If it happened all the time, then it would just be normal life. So you have to. I always say
air conditioners would be so much cheaper and lighter. Like it would just be. You're like, look, you're gonna go through like 6 or 7 of these in a season. So here's a disposable air conditioner. It's made completely out of paper and styrofoam.
I always say. There needs to be keep it in perspective news. It's like Chris said, oh my God, a child was abducted, which is horrible. But you remember, it's there's 9 billion kids, so it's just one. So you don't have to freak, because there's some people that watch the news and they just get freaked out by it because that's the news's job, is to freak you out. They want you.
Oh my God, can I tell you?
Point where people are calling CPS because a parent let their kid walk to the park at the corner by themselves.
See, here's the thing, Chris, and the same thing that you rage against about people taking shit out of context and pushing that one, it's the same thing you just did with that story. Is somebody called the cops on a kid who was just walking to the park. Now, there's a bunch of other parents who didn't call the cops, but yet you decided to use that experience and try to push that as your narrative.
It's not the only incident. There are a bunch of incidences where CPS was called. There was one incident that I remember reading where the kid was playing in the backyard by themselves, and they called, and the CPS got called because the parent wasn't visible immediately. They're starting to call parents who let their kids do stuff by themselves free range parents instead of just fucking parents.
Right. But being a helicopter parent is bad too.
Right.
So you've got to find that sweet spot in the middle.
Yeah. Look, you have to love and hate your kid just enough. Just enough. Like, love them. If they were to go missing, you would miss them, but hate them to sometimes pray that they would go missing. That's the sweet spot.
I always tell when I take my nephews out somewhere and we're doing stuff and then they start getting wild and start running off and doing stuff, I tell them, if you get kidnapped, I'm not looking for you right away.
I'm going to give it 48 hours and I'm going to start looking for you.
Because it's my opportunity for date night, and then
but what I'm saying, Chris, if they go missing, you should be the first one to go looking, because there's going to be a lengthy interview process at the end of this.
True.
You should want to throw as much help behind that cause as you possibly can.
I got to say what's up to my friend David Angelica, a lifelong friend from school. He said, we're talking about how old Cardi is. Well, how old's Biden, he says. They're about the same age, aren't they? They're hanging. Look what Biden's doing, Tiefel. So Cardi could still do it.
But Cardi's older than Biden.
I got to say hi to also Robert Cornelius, who's checking in today. What's up, Rob? All right, let's get into, by the way, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Kimberly Newman's hanging out with us, having a good time with us. We appreciate it. And if you guys could share the feed, tell your friends. We hit over 30,000 downloads last week, which was freaking amazing. Woo! I know, it's crazy. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. And now this is the part of the show, Kimberly, where we kind of take a little siesta, because this is where Chris Tiefel does the WTF news. I know, Christopher. How rude. This is where he does WTF news, and his parents almost named him Ebony Bushrod, so that's the name he goes. That's a true story. Like, she's like, what? Is that true?
That's the proper reaction, Kim.
Hold on, as Chris is talking about this child abduction thing being blown out of proportion, I'm thinking to myself, can we do a whole show on things that Chris finds as pet peeves? And it turns out that's what you do.
Yes. This is I assume is Ebenezer Scrooge in his early 30s. Like, this is what that looked like in the beginning before the ghost came, and he was very excited about the big goose hanging in the window.
It's like where the creepiness had just started to set in. Like, you get glimpses of it.
Ebenezer Bushrod wasn't creepy. He just curmudgeonly. It's different.
Curmudgeon. Jesus, could you use any more Victorian words?
That would
we're talking about like, Victorian characters.
Gussied up.
Really
like, look at you all gussied up to go to the evening soiree.
Well, thank you, Ebenezer.
Your crushed velvet breast coat has made me less curmudgeonly.
But no joke, crushed velvet's really nice material.
Top of the morning to you, sir.
Ow, it's a good day for coal. Up another 3 pence.
All right, well, we're going to pay Ebenezer a half a shilling to do the WTF news.
I can't wait to hear what's come across the pond.
Yes. Is there any stories about wenches? Wenches, kind sir?
Yeah.
How's the orphanage doing? I've got 40 acres donated to them to see what those little scamps do.
Yes. All right, Ebenezer's all gussied up and he's ready for WTF news. Whenever you're ready, Ebenezer.
Out of the Japanese city of Suzuka, a few months ago, they had a traffic light pole just fall down. And it was a mystery because traffic light poles usually last about 50 years. This one had only been up for about 23, and so they were like wondering why. So they did some forensic analysis of it, and they found that it was dog urine. Apparently, the dogs in the area really like this one pole, it had 40 times more urea on it than any other pole in the surrounding area.
First off, I didn't know a plural of urine was urea. I had no idea.
Now you do, and knowing is half the battle.
I know.
That is a good. I mean, honestly, I don't think anybody knew the plural of urine. I thought urine, the plural of urine was urine, like moose. You know, you don't say I saw a bunch of mooses.
No,
like the plural of moose is moose.
Right, urine is a singular and a plural.
Yeah, right. Like you don't walk into an abandoned warehouse party and go, "Wow, I can't believe I've stepped in all the pisses."
I stepped in 10 urines on the way here. It's so weird.
Look at all the urines that's around today. Man.
All the urea everywhere.
It is thick with puddles in this area.
So.
All right, so am I showing this? Let's see.
This is what it looked. The base of the pole looked like.
Oh, it's all rusted out from urea.
So that's so now they're going on a campaign to try to get people to have your dogs piss on a lawn, for Christ's sake,
or maybe invest $6 in a thing of clear wrap and just wrap the bases of the pole with saran wrap. How about we do that?
Or rubber, like wouldn't rubber do it? Like just some rubber or something.
Something like put a bush in front of it. How about that? You guys brought us video games. You can't figure out how to save a telephone pole? For the love of Jesus.
You're sending William Shatner to space for realsies. You can't figure out how to stop dogs from
these dogs from peeing on this pole. Maybe we ask the owners to tug on them harder.
All right, so there was that. Now, a story out of New Zealand. Yes, New Zealand does actually exist. A woman being described as a rogue grandmother drunkenly broke into a water park with her friend. The women, it was Claire Vickers, 46, and Barry Douglas, 44. And they decided.
Wait, hold on. Those are
grandparents.
I was thinking
those are grandparents.
Those are yes. Those
it's
are
2021.
Parents.
Those are grandparents.
Why can't we all just drop the grand from in front of their name? We all know that they are not going to see grand anything. Like just because their kids have kids, they all still live in the same house. They all probably go to the same school.
Colleen's sister is a grandma in her 30s. So like, yeah, I know.
So they broke into this water park in their drunken stupor and decided they really wanted to go down a slide. They threw
That's
some
why
water.
They're grandparents, because they're drunk.
They threw some water down from the top of the slide in order to create the lubrication necessary. But as they went down the slide, of course, they didn't put enough down, and the lubrication became scant. And then they hit the barrier
scant.
And then they hit the barrier at the bottom of the slide and broke their legs at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, God.
They were stuck in the slide, screaming for help and pounding on the side of the slide for about an hour and a half until local police that were alerted to the trespass showed up, found them, and got them extracted and sent to the hospital.
Oh, wow.
Yikes.
You know, doesn't everyone have the fantasy of being at an amusement park overnight by yourself?
No,
like either staying there.
No.
Yeah.
Colleen's saying yes. Kim's saying, what about you,
Yeah.
Ebony?
I'm sorry. I need the highly trained redneck carny to operate the ride for me.
What, Demetrius? No,
that's definitely white people shit right there.
Really?
Yeah.
That
is white people shit. Anytime I've seen anything in an amusement park after it's closed has never been good. Ever.
Or like you watch the Vacation movie. What if what Chevy Chase was black and all the SWAT shows up?
Different movie.
Different movie.
I need the thrice divorced alcoholic 42-year-old
Christ.
man
He said
who
scant,
doesn't even
thrice,
have a TED.
gussied, and curmudgeonly,
To run my
all
ride.
in less than an hour. Holy shit!
And
In my defense, Urea was in the story.
okay.
So, a California man is suing a psychic right now.
You should have saw that coming.
Yeah. So his name is Mauro Restrepo. He's suing Sophia Adams right now for $5,100, or excuse me, for $25,000 because he paid her $5,100 to remove a curse that his ex had put on him that she said needed to be removed in order for him and his current wife to work out their marriage issues. So he paid her this money. And she supposedly lifted whatever this curse was, and the marriage didn't get better. So he said
because she was mad at him because he spent money on dumb shit. That was the whole problem.
Well, Miss Adams bills herself as a psychic love specialist with a PhD life coach.
Can you get a PhD in coaching people in life?
Like, apparently.
What more do you need? What more do you have to say than just go get them? Go get them. Don't let the world beat you down.
Got this, Tiger.
Good.
You're good.
So he's since his marriage didn't improve and everything, he's now suing her for false advertising and all that stuff.
Colleen, Colleen's here now. Colleen, how old is your grandma? Is your sister / grandma?
Your sister, Ma?
Your sister, Ma?
27.
Oh, it's not working. Go ahead, try it again.
35.
35.
Okay, but really quick. So Andrew very rudely turned on the bathroom light, which is attached to our bedroom, and our bedroom light, and then had his phone on full brightness this morning. And he claims that he didn't wake myself and Josie up by doing so.
Well, I woke up a little early this morning.
I feel like the phone being on full brightness is not a contributor after all the other lights are on.
No, but she tried to go back to sleep. Like after I opened the bathroom. Well, I got to turn the bathroom light on to see where you're going in. So there's a little flash of light on the beginning and end, because then you open it up and then turn it off.
No, like you told me, you can turn the light on and off before you open that door.
You know what, Andrew? Just piss on the floor. Do a lot of pisses on the floor. Multiple.
Urea everywhere.
Urea everywhere. Everywhere. Then she will curmudgeonly give in as she steps in scant amounts of piss. And then she will get gussied up on the floor and clean said urea from said urine receptacle.
The only person that's going to irritate is my mother that comes over and deep cleans the bathroom.
All over the floor.
Wait. How do you have your mother come over and deep clean the bathroom? Like at a certain point, like what? How does it work?
I don't ask.
Revenge.
I'm the favorite.
Don't have time. All right. Is that it?
I do.
I do have one more.
Three. That's three. Kimberly, every week he does. Ebenezer does 3 stories. That was his third.
No, I do 4. It's always been 4. You can go back and listen. All right. No, see, this one is just a warning out to people that are hiring contractors for their weddings. On there, treat them a little better.
What kind of contractor are you hiring for your wedding?
Vendors.
Vendors.
Oh,
Contractors.
okay, vendors. I'm like, are they building you a wedding shed?
They're all contractors.
Maybe a chuppah?
All right. There are people that have archways built. Okay.
Yes.
And
right.
what you're just gonna put out theater workers? What they can't do it?
All right, go ahead.
So this couple was trying to save some money, and they hired a friend of theirs to be the photographer at their wedding, and for a lower cost. And so went through and everything, but they were being typical stressful day, and they weren't treating him exactly the greatest. And then when he tried to get something to eat at the reception, take a break and get something to eat at the reception, they wouldn't let him because he was just a vendor at that point. Not, he's their friend, but he's there performing a job function. And so they would not let him partake in the reception at all.
Was it they or was it her?
Right? He's like, I don't care.
Yeah. Chad didn't care, but Melanie was pissed off.
Melanie, yeah. Wow. This is how she treats her friends. I want how does she treat other people?
Right.
And so the friend got a little upset and deleted all of their wedding photos and left.
That's taking it too far. You could be wow.
I mean,
you don't know what they were serving. It could have been like a Philly cheesesteak buffet. Like there's some foods that are like delete worthy. If it's just if it's just like same chicken breast or fish or like tiny steak, then I would say no.
According to the photographer, it was like 110 degrees.
Kimberly, what were you gonna say?
What if they had so much queso and then denied him?
Yeah,
that is delete worthy.
Yes, this is America.
You have too much queso not to share.
Yeah, this is America. When they said the streets were paved with gold, they meant queso.
Right.
By
the way,
so she said it. The photographer says it was extremely hot at the venue. They weren't letting her take breaks to drink water or anything like that. Wouldn't let her partake in the food, anything like that. So yeah, she deleted all her wedding photos.
Did they at least let her do the electric slide?
No, unfortunately, no.
No, she's got to film that.
Yeah, we have to watch everyone do the electric slide in your wedding.
Capture the moment.
That's obligatory.
Imagine what all the other vendors were doing. Like she's like, I'm so hungry, and they're like, so are we. We brought the food, and we can't even eat it.
Oh. The caterer.
The DJ's like, here, I'll slip you something. Because I DJ weddings. Usually they include on my form it says, will we be allowed to eat with the group? And usually 99% of the time the bride checks yes, they will get a meal.
Sounds a little slavey.
I know. Well, there was one time. There was one time. There's this country club on River Road, like the Toledo Mommy border. I don't know I can't remember what it's called, but I did a wedding there, and they actually have like everywhere else. If I'm DJing a wedding, you sit on one of the tables. You sit at one of the tables, and you're there with the photographer and all the other vendors or whatever you guys are eating. But this place, they put all the vendors in a separate room, and we got a separate meal. It was like rice and beans and stuff. While everyone else is eating like filet mignon, and I guess these used to be like, I don't know what this little room used to be. We had to get in this room.
Oh yeah,
they would feed us less than food. I'm like, what? I'm never doing a wedding.
At least you got fed. I mean, they have to pay for each of those individual meals, and they're not cheap. So at least they went and still paid for a meal for you instead of making you bring something for yourself.
As a bride who's currently planning my wedding, I can say every venue we've talked to has said you can offer your vendor the same meal as your guests or a boxed meal.
Really?
Absolutely. And it's a cheaper option to give your vendor, this $10 sandwich and chips, as opposed to allowing them to, we're having a buffet, so partake in the buffet or get a plated dinner like your guests would.
Well, like when they're holding a big, like the Met Gala, do you think the vendors that were serving the Met Gala ate the same thing as the freaking celebrities and rich people that were there?
The Met Gala are murdered afterwards.
That's so
you can never speak.
They don't survive to talk about it afterwards.
True. That is true. So interesting. All right. By the way, when are you getting married, Kimberly?
January.
Oh, this year? Like 2022?
2022. Yeah, you got it. We wanted to do a winter wedding.
Like on January 1st or?
January 22nd of 2022. Okay.
Wow. You really wanted to cut the guest list down.
We really did. Yeah. And we're doing it in Akron, Ohio. So we're hoping the weather prevents people from getting there.
Right?
See, if you really want to cut down on people not being able to come up for you, like you invite people, but you just want gifts, you hold a destination wedding in like Jamaica or something, and most people won't come.
No, it's just as
are those little pictures that move?
January.
What's that?
Just as effective in the Great Lakes in January.
All right, that is WTF News with Ebenezer Bushrod. Thank you, Ebenezer. Hey, Kimberly, it's his favorite part of the show.
Well, that's because it's all about me. Of course, it's my favorite part of the show.
Gina says,
"I hate top 5."
Gina says, Gina says, I hate when you and Colleen bring your fights to the air. It's like staying the night at a friend's house and their parents start arguing. Uncomfortable as F.
Well, I mean, in fairness, Gina, he's never brought an argument to the air in which he was right.
How dare you people. All right, for Chris Tiefel, also Demetrius Nicodemus, make sure you get some insurance from Demetrius. At least get a quote. You don't have, but he saves money. He saved Tiefel money. Everyone I know that Demetrius has talked to, he saved them money, and you get a good laugh out of it as well at the insurance quote. So just get a quote, even if you're happy with your insurance. Just say hi to Demetrius, get a quote that helps him out. So we would appreciate that if you do that. Kimberly, of course, you can see what's going on at the Victory Center. You got a Celebrity Wait Night coming up.
Yes, we're so excited about this one. It's one of the longest running fundraisers that we've done at the Victory Center. So this is our 13th annual year. Celebrities are coming from Hollywood Casino, ProMedica, Mercy Hospital. We have Habitat Security participating this year. And essentially we have a vintage Vegas theme with casino tables, silent auction, raffle baskets, a Elvis tribute performer. And yes, all of this is happening at the premiere on October 19th.
Asian Elvis, or
I think he's just a nice guy from Detroit. His name's Greg.
just a regular Elvis guy.
Just a nice guy from Detroit.
Like, nobody ever says, "Hey, I'm a Adolf Hitler tribute guy."
It's very under. I know
you don't ever see those cats.
There is a guy out there that does it. He just never gets booked.
Right?
Yeah.
Who's picking that theme?
He's waiting for that Nazi themed event that he can just show up at, and they're
all
very
the beans broke these days, so it ain't happening.
They're very scant.
Dictators in history.
Yeah.
What would that photo booth look like?
What was the name of this event though again?
Oh, the Celebrity Wait Night.
Okay, yeah, I don't. What is that? What is that? Wait night? Like wait as in I'm waiting, or wait as in you're putting me on a scale?
Our celebrities
somebody's
are
waiting
waiting
on
on
you.
their tables. They're the waiters.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
Yeah, at the restaurant. Goofball.
Why would somebody wait outside of an establishment? I don't understand.
No.
Why don't you call it Celebrity Line Night? It makes no sense.
So the celebrities are being the servers and stuff.
Right.
The premier staff takes care of the food, so we don't have to worry about anyone juggling meals. But the celebrity waiters are going to go back and forth to our open bar and bring drinks back to their guests.
So I could get a drink from George Clooney.
No, but we did actually have the best phone call ever yesterday with someone who was purchasing a ticket to attend and wanted to know who the celebrities were going to be because they were really excited to meet some big celebrities. And I was like, are you confused? Or
dude, speaking of which,
we're talking local celeb. Okay.
Yeah, local celebs.
Yeah, I can get Andrew to serve me whenever. I mean, truck with so much queso.
Speaking of George Clooney, check this out. George Clooney says he won't let his wife watch Batman and Robin because he wants his wife to have some respect for him. That's what he said.
Plus, she knows the cod piece is a lie. So
right, go ahead, Colleen.
That's also the same reason I don't usually listen to the podcast.
Why? Wow. All right, for Demetrius Nicodemus, Chris Tiefel, Kimberly Newman, I'm Andrew Z. Thanks, you guys. We'll see you later. Bye, everybody.
I'm a hippo.
Broadcast Hippo, digital media.
Come on!